What would Bill Pipes do? Find out next on Agent Hacks. So I am ecstatic to be sitting here next to my friend, my coach, one of the best sales trainers ever, and absolutely right now, Bill Pipes in the house. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
We're doing some awesome sales training right now. This is the equivalent of Jerry Seinfeld working out his comedy act because we're back in person. We're back doing things that we've been doing for years. And we're talking about what's going on in the market and how to connect with people and help them understand what's happening, because a lot of buyers think the market's crazy. I like the word incredible or amazing because there's a lot of opportunity there. And you hit the nail on the head in the other room, and I'm going to kick it to Bill in a second, is that people see agents and they say, that guy, that woman, all they want to do is sell another house.
That's right.
They don't care about me. They don't want to help me. And that's not what our team's about, and that's not what most agents are about. And we know that empathy is the secret weapon. So why don't you explain what you just explained in the other room, because this is something you can implement literally right now.
So I think one of the major challenges that we have as an industry as a whole is, I mean, you look at the USA Today poll that they do every single year, and it's all about the perception of salespeople, different professions of sales. And unfortunately, our industry of real estate agents, is always at the bottom of that. We're always sort of battling it out in that bottom position for, with used car salespeople. And I'm not saying that that's the case, but I'm saying that's the public's perception. Regardless of who you are or what you do, you're walking into that, what I call listening, that the public has of us as an industry. And so, one of the key things that I think that we have to be able to do is develop trust, develop respect, establish rapport. Those are the three drivers of choice of why someone chooses any type of salesperson, is because they can trust them, because they have respect for them and their knowledge base that they have. But then there's also that rapport, that feeling of connection that exists. And I'm going to give a big shout out to one of my mentors, a gentleman by the name of Chris Voss. Chris, just absolutely appreciate you for what it is that you do, for all of us salespeople. Chris, huge FBI negotiator. If you haven't read the book, Never Split the Difference, he's taken the tactics that he used, to be the most successful negotiator in the FBI's history over into sales. And I had the chance to actually sit down and to be able to, backstage in the green room at one of our events. And I sat next to him. I said, "Hey, Chris, what's your secret weapon?" Like I'm whispering to him, like he's, going to tell me like the golden keys. And he thought about it, really calmly. And he goes, "You know what, Bill? My secret weapon is empathy." And I'm like, and he's like, right? I mean, he's like, "No, it's just empathy." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "The greatest tool that you can have in being able to influence somebody else is empathy, is being able to understand where they're coming from and energetically connect with them." Now, I want you to think about something. Communication is nothing more than a transference of energy. And we could get into the science of this and mirror neurons and how what I think your mirror neurons actually pick up on. We've all had that happen where, you've like finished someone else's sentence, or you're getting ready to say something and the other person says, they're like, "I was just going to say that." That's actually a neuroscientific proof that our brains connect energetically with mirror neurons. Anyway, people can feel. They can see it in your body language. They can hear it in your tone. They can energetically pick up on it. This isn't some woo-woo, type of technology. It's like scientifically proven. And so how do you develop empathy? And so Chris said you do this. It's a really simple 4-step process. Before you're going on a presentation, before you're calling a lead, before you're getting ready to actually present an offer, what you want to do is ask these 4 questions. Number 1, what do I like about this person? Right? And if your brain goes, "I don't like anything about them," then you say, "What could I like about them?" Right? Because your brain may kick back. Right? Number 2, what do I appreciate about them? Right? Gratitude being one of the greatest forces on the planet, right? So what is my appreciation that I have of them? Number 3 is, how are we similar, right? So what are the similarities? The minute, look, people that are like each other have a tendency to like each other.
100%, yeah.
I'm going to say that again. People that are like each other have a tendency to like each other. And the minute that I start looking for myself at common grounds and commonality that I have with somebody, all of a sudden, it isn't an adversarial relationship. It's we're working together for an outcome that we both want, right? That we want them to get their offer accepted. We want to be able to get the deal closed, et cetera. We want to get their home sold. And then number 4, the 4th thing is, what is their problem and how can I solve it? So you may think, God, that's like how much, like as the phone's ringing, do I do that? Yeah, absolutely. What do I like about this lead? What do I appreciate about them? How are we similar? What am I grateful for? What is their problem and how can I solve it? They pick up and you're already in a different energetic state where you're service-based versus serving-based. Service-based is how can I help them? Serving-based is how can I help myself?
And when you adopt the mindset of how can I help someone, I mean, that's the reason I got into this business, because I'm clear realtors are helping people. You talked about the perception of realtors. There's a reason that perception exists, because they're self-serving. They're not looking out for the customer. They're not looking out for the consumer. And when you can connect on that level, that comes through in ways you can't even project. It's going to be your body language. It's going to be sincerity, authenticity.
How your eye, like what you're doing with your
100%.
eyes, all of that. And you know, sure, we can go do this with your body, do this with your tone, but if you change the way that you're thinking about something, all of that naturally begins to align with what your thought process is and what your intent, what the intention is. Is it to serve them or is it to serve yourself? And they're going to be able to feel it. We've all had that experience with a salesperson where you just go, oh man, I want to burn my clothes after this.
Yes, 100%.
So
Let's leave it there. That was literally the most profound episode we've had. Write down those 4 questions, use them, and more importantly, adopt the mindset. Because if you're not adopting the mindset, it's not going to feel authentic. And authenticity wins right now.
always wins.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate
brother.
you.
Appreciate being on the show.